Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Please just drop a comment in the comment section if you can hear me while we wait for the our guest for today, the person of Adewale. Thank you so much for joining. Please just say hi or hello in the comment section so that I can see the name, so that I can, interact and speak with us while we wait for Adewale Yusuf, our guest for today. Right. Okay, nice to see you. Your audio is loud and clear. Thank you so much, Grandma Media. Thank you. While we wait for our guest, is going to join us pretty soon. Uh, yeah, so nice to have you, Grandma Media. Are you a YouTuber? I can see. I think you're a YouTuber as well. Yeah, I think we have two people online currently. It would be nice to have the second person also just say hi. Okay. Hi, Sulaiman. Thank you so much for joining. While we wait for our guest, he's having difficulty, so I'm trying to. I will join us soon. Via his mobile. Professor Sulaiman, nice to have you here. If the prof can be here, then we are in savant. We have three people online. Please, the third person, if you can also just drop a comment so that we know who is who. Grandma Media, thank you. Sulaiman, thank you. A veteran data guru that is also here with us. It's a big privilege. Grandma Media, are you a YouTuber? I can see. Or are you into um content? Cause that name. Yeah, he's still trying to. Okay. He's there. Oh, sorry, Adewale Yusuf. Sorry, apologies for the.
I was a
Uh,
bit a lot distracted. Can you hear me? I didn't know it was a phone conversation kind of. I was thinking we do a proper slide. I've been working on my slide for almost 6 hours now. Oh my god.
sorry. been like you just look at your slide, but we just see your face alone. Then you can always talk to your slide while you speak with
Uh,
us. Apologies. I think I will have to meet with you. Maybe that your approach will be better because when I wanted to do this live, I was looking for such approach. So the only thing is, I could only see that maybe it's because of me, maybe it's because I just started. I'm a new YouTuber or something. I could
mhm.
only just connect with my phone. So
I
since
think
I
it's
cannot use
StreamYard.
my
It's
laptop to.
StreamYard that you could have used. StreamYard. So
Oh, okay. I've
I think
never. Okay, maybe I will. I
you should have
will. I
used
will learn
StreamYard.
that from you maybe after the session. So
Stream,
and I will go live while I'm using StreamYard, right?
yes, you go live on YouTube and everywhere. So you can do streaming.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think lesson learned. I will going forward. I will just meet with you so that you can just explain that. So sorry, please let me just send the reminder again. Then the next 3 minutes will start. I believe. Thank you so much for joining today. Let me send the reminder. Okay, switch your device. Hi, Mary. Welcome. A few minutes will start coming. Let's send this out. All right. Okay, we have got our guys there. Let's just start by 10. Okay. Okay, Mohammed Azan said, I'm glad to see your face again, Mr. Adewale Yusuf. You have seen the face of a veteran in the game.
Glad to see you too, Mohammed.
Okay, I think okay, we still have 1 minute, some more minutes. So we'll start by 5:10. Okay, I think it's a good time. Good evening, everyone that have joined us. Glad to have you here for this powerful session. The first session was powerful, and this second session is promising because we have a veteran in the house, in person of Adewale Yusuf. How I met him, not much of interactions, but of course I've been, when I started my YouTube, I just is one of his videos just popped up. Then I said, wow, this man is doing a great job in the data space. Then I went ahead and checked his profile. I said, wow, this man has been doing a very powerful job in the data space. And I reached out to him, and he didn't even decline. He was open, he was friendly, and then we connected. So I'm going to allow him just introduce himself. But before that, let me do a bit of introduction of him. He's a senior BI consultant with Avanade. He has worked with so many companies, consulting, the brand consulting, and the rest. So when it comes to data, he is a household name. You can attestify to that on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Is well known, and for his humanitarian service to the data space. Of course, he's been doing a great job. We are glad to have you. So, without wasting much of our time, I would just want you to, in briefly, just introduce yourself to us, Adewale. Thank you so much for joining us. We are glad to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for the invite. It's glad to be here. It's one of the things we do to kind of give back to the community as well, and
Yeah,
see how we can also make our community better. So my name is Vadiwale Yusuf. For those that are meeting me for the first time, I'm a senior BI consultant at Avanade Ireland in Dublin. I'm also a lead trainer at the Knowledge Academy London, UK. I'm a 4X Microsoft Most Valued Professional in Data Platform. I've been in this data journey for over 10 years now, and then I think I've trained over 10,000, no more than 15,000 people, and
massive,
I've also
massive.
imparted a lot of things as well. So I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. I kind of train for Microsoft as well, and I've built different solutions for clients across various industry.
Thank you so much. That's massive. A lot of knowledge to be discussed. Thank you so much. Let me start by saying I think the reason why we brought him in here is because I've checked him. Is MVP, Microsoft MVP, and again I I I saw that he understands the Power Platform. All right, I've touched on few of his videos and I can see that yeah he's a veteran in the game. So and we are glad to have you. Thank you so much for that short introduction. Without wasting much of our time, I will just delve into it. So the topic we are going to discuss today is the Power Platform, how Microsoft has revolutionized data. The Power Platform, how Microsoft have revolutionized data, and I'll be asking questions while we get powerful responses from Adewale. So the first thing is, please can you just tell us a bit about Power Platform? Because I discovered that most people just follow trend, right? I was at I was a sidebar panelist last week at my workplace, right? And someone was asking, how do I assess opportunity? I've learned all the tools. I've learned Excel, Power Query, Power BI, and everything. So he said, now I want the opportunity. So I was now telling him which of the tool, how much of it do you know? All right. And I discovered that people are now, it's now looking like a cliche, right? Okay, learn Excel, Power BI, Power Query, Python.
Mhm.
You just want to learn the tool. Not knowing that um what you really need could be just one tool is about solving problems, right?
Yep.
And what you want to solve with Python. Sometimes someone will say, I want to use Python. They just for the sake of I use Python, a higher analytical tool to solve my problem. Not knowing that what is more important is you can even solve what you need with Power Query. As power it is, there is Power Query, there is Power View, a lot of things. So I just want you to do a brief. What is Power Platform? The Power Platform by Microsoft. Just a brief. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. I've actually prepared a lot of great slides for this session. I was thinking it's a proper presentation where I shared my slides, share videos, do some
Okay.
demo. But it's okay. I can talk through it. It's something we do every day, so it's okay to talk. Power Platform is actually one of the great, let me say, discovery by Microsoft because it actually solves a lot of business problems. Because when it comes to business related problem, just look at the way people run business and how business is being done. You will notice that a lot of automations need to be done across these business strategies and the business structure. Because if these automations are not done, that's how you find many people doing their things manually, many people still carrying papers around, many organizations still calling for approval, many people still delaying a lot of things. Imagine you want to go and even let me use the Nigeria passport as an example. You want to go and collect passport. You've registered for like almost 7 months. You get to where you want to do the passport. You spend about 10 days for you to get a particular date. When you get a date, you queue for like almost 15 people. All this manual process can be eradicated, and that is the most reason why Microsoft kind of launched Microsoft Power Platform. The major let me say the major reason why Microsoft launched Power Platform is for modernizations and automations of business processes. And these business processes cut across how you gather data, how you automate processes, some of the things you do manually, how you kind of automate them, how you interact with your system, how you create reports, how you kind of get some major interesting out of your data. Now, some tools that they put together to make this done are Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, Microsoft Copilot Studio, which is formerly called Power Virtual Agent, and also Power Pages. So for Power Apps is just a tool that allows you to develop an application yourself. So we call it a low-code application. So you don't need to be a core software developer, or you learn how to write C sharps or all these advanced languages before you can actually build an app. So just by dragging and dropping, or the way you use Excel, you can build an application yourself, and then people will be able to use the application. They also have Power Automate. So Power Automate is for process automation. So you have different processes you want to automate. For example, I can say maybe when something happened in my email address, I want you to do this. Maybe when somebody send me an email, I want you to do this. So it's just like a trigger and action. So you have a trigger, and then I put in an actions to that. They still have Power Virtual Agent, which is called Microsoft Copilot Studio now. It's a chatbot. I'm not sure if some of us, if you've gone to any website, you see something like chat with us, right? That's actually a chatbot. And then that is not, most of the time, is not human being. It's like an AI that is answering most of those questions. So that's what Power Virtual Agent is. Then we have Power BI, which is the most popular of them all. That is for
Yeah, we are
business.
part of them.
Yeah, that's for business reporting. That one also has another family, although it belongs to Power Platform. It also belongs to another family now, right? But it's still part of Power Platform. So it's for report automation, and then we have Power Pages for building your website.
Powerful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I've not even started my question, but from what you said now, I remembered I was on Amdari page as a guest speaker last Friday. Today is, yes, on Friday. And a student was asking me, okay, you mentioned that they are low code. Power Platform is more of a low code tool, to
Yeah.
help data. So it was, so a lady was asking me, said, what do you suggest, right, for a data analyst, a newbie, or someone just starting out, an intern? Do you suggest that the person go the route of low code tools? He didn't mention Power Platform per se, but it was generally low code too. So I gave him an answer, but I want to hear from you as well. Just so, what will you advise? Now we know that Power Platform is more of a low code platform, that makes your work easy as a data person. But as a data professional or someone starting out in data, would you advise someone to start off with a low code tool like maybe Power Platform, or you rather want the person to go through the rigorous side of things to solidify things? Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to put it in two ways, right? First thing, there's a difference between a Power Platform specialist and a data analyst. So if you wanted to be a data analyst and that's your future goal, I think you should focus more on learning Power BI, SQL, Python, Excel, and the likes. But there's another career which has a lot of opportunity, and that's Power Platform. So that's a different career on its own, right? So that career is kind of related to business process automations, or let's say business automations. That's what the career is for. So if that career is something that you are interested in, I would say Power Platform is something you should jump on, because you can easily learn it. It's easy to learn. You don't need to be a core software developer before you can start automating some business processes. Before, if you look at, like, let's say 20, 15 years ago, people that can actually automate business processes are core software engineers or software developers, which can write some
Exactly.
C sharps, JavaScript, and something like that. So now we now have citizen developers. That's another set of people that are coming out now. They are citizen developers. It's a bit different from a data analyst. So they are citizen developers. So they automate business processes. They build an app. They build business processes, right? It's a pity I can't share my screen. I've actually created some business processes that we can actually solve. Like I said, I spent over 6 hours on my slide. I didn't know I'm not going to use it. So
But
it's
you can always share with us after. So I think I will meet with you so that next session we can still have you maybe later on, because so
no,
that
no,
at
it's
least by that
okay.
time I will use the new. Yeah.
It's okay. It's not a
Sorry
problem.
about that.
I can always present the slide this way. Just like I have another topic now. I will just keep it in my bank somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you are in an organization, and then the job you are doing is to automate this, most of the things that the organization, you are not a data, I'm not talking about data analyst now. So if you want to be a data analyst, that's another career path. Well, you can also be a business automation expert. So what you are doing is you are automating every process in an organization. Example is maybe your office is a kind of work from home stuff and people kind of book office spaces. And then you want to be, people want to book an office space and they want to automate this process of, I want to call this my manager first and ask whether I can go to the office. Then my manager called the security whether office space is available. Then the security go to the room and check. Have they booked anyone? And the security is asking everybody in the office, is this office available? Is it okay? They say it's available. So by the time they call you back, that the office is available, somebody else has already booked the space. So that's manual task. But for you, you can actually automate the entire process. You can say, okay, let me build an application that from the comfort of my home, I can easily go to the app and book an office space. Immediately I book that office space, an email has gone to my manager, and my manager can see that, okay, so while he's trying to go to an office, then my manager approved that. Once my manager approve or decline, then another email goes to the security team that somebody's coming to the office. The manager has approved. Then the security also check the list of all the available space in the office. Once the security say, okay, this is available, then the security also approve. Once the security approve, an email go back straight to you that your request have been approved. Then from there, a code or maybe an access code is also being sent to you. So you don't need to interact with any manual process. Now, all those processes you're also doing, a data is being gathered, which a data analyst can also analyze, which you can even also incorporate as a data analyst, because the data is being gathered. Somebody requested, somebody approved. That is also gathering of data. An executive or a director tomorrow can say, okay, I want to see how many people come to the office this week. I want to see how frequent are people coming to the office, or how is people working from home. When people come to the office, does it impact our revenue? So there's so many things you can actually do. So you are just an automation expert.
Great. I think I now see the reason why you named your channel Analytics Extra. So you are giving us the extra already. A lot of knowledge disbursed. Well done.
Yeah.
So I've not even touched any of my questions here, but one of the things you said now will prompt me again, because I think some weeks ago I went to a general hospital and I think I posted something about that on my LinkedIn page as well. Now, you had to. I met an old woman, and she was like, "I've been here for almost a week,
Mm-hmm.
coming every day." Now, the woman, for example, if you went to see the doctor and you need an approval for a drug, first you go pay. When you pay, you walk a lot of distance to just go and pay. After pay, you go to another department to stamp. When you stamp, then you walk another mile again to now go to the pharmacy and collect the drug. Then you go back to the doctor. A lot of, and she was like, so I now I said, I tagged the minister, of interior and the minister of innovation, Bosun Tijani, and what you just said now, I think resonates with me, and I think that should be a way out. Do you think such a process, Power Platform, how do you think Power Platform can help in such a scenario?
Yes,
I
it
think
can.
yes.
I think organizations just need to look for the way they automate what they do, right? For example, somebody wants to collect a drug, and from that drug, you see somebody say, go and get an approval. You get an approval before you go to the pharmacy. All that can be automated from the doctor that suggested the drug, from that doctor office. Everything can be automated from there. The only thing is, once the doctor is done talking to you, the doctor puts your, let me say, the things that they recommended for you on the app. Once the doctor do that, a code is being generated right there. That code is being given to you. You take that code straight away to the pharmacy. The pharmacy has already got a notification before you get there. They know the code that you want to give them. Just show them the code and collect your drug and go home. So all those moving from one place to another, there are so many processes that we can actually automate. The most important thing is the thinking idea. How can you think of how this process can be done? How this process can be automated? So that's just the thinking process around it.
Oh, thank you so much. So now, from what I heard you say now, that Power Platform can also help in such a case. So
Yeah.
for people watching us and they would want to do a project, because this is a very massive project idea. so
Yeah.
that is sellable to hospitals, and even aside from hospitals, to
Yeah.
organizations, to help them. So what from the Power Platform, I know you've mentioned that Power Platform consists of Power BI, Power
Mm-hmm.
Automate, Power App, a lot
Virtual
of them,
agent.
Power Query,
Mm-hmm.
Power View, virtual, a lot of them. So which of these tools can they use to automate this process? Like maybe just like mentioning some of these tools, so that people online can also maybe work on that as a project. Yeah. Thank you.
All of them work together as one, right?
Mm,
Like you know what Power BI is for. So Power BI is reporting, right? Power
mm,
Apps is for you building an application. So when you build an
mm,
app, that app is generating a data. So
mm,
you will need Power BI to analyze that data. So
mm,
when you also build an app, that app is also generating a process. So you will need Power Automate to
mm,
automate the process, right? So an example I
mhm.
can give, okay, let me just probably switch to my desktop and I can maybe show just a process for you here on a diagram. One of the process I was working on that I'm going to show in this in the session. So if you look at my screen right now, right? I'm not sure if you can see my screen clearly, right?
I can see.
You will see
Yeah,
that
clear.
this is a simple process that shows what is going on in an office, right? You will see that the process
Mm-hmm.
starts from if an office space is available, then staff will
Mm-hmm.
book an office space, right?
Mm, mm,
Then you see the first process starts from book an office space. So to book an office
mm,
space, you will need an app to be able to do that. So you use Power Apps to
mm,
generate that. Once you use
mm,
Power Apps to generate how to book an office space, then the next thing after you generate that and you book an office space is you go to these two steps, right? So staff get a
mm-hmm.
notification about a booking. So you get a notification immediately that your booking has been submitted successfully, right?
Mm,
Then the
mm.
manager also do what? Also get a notification.
Get
After the
information.
after the manager gets the notification, then we go to another step. That step shows that manager approve or manager decline. So this is either manager
Declines.
approve or
Mm,
manager
mm,
declines.
mm,
So if
mm.
manager declines, you get a notification straight
The
up that you
notification.
cannot come to an office.
Continue.
Your manager has
Mm,
declined. If your
mm.
manager approve, you also still get a notification that your
Notification.
booking has
Mm,
been approved, right?
mm,
Then the
mm.
security gets a notification
The
after your
notification.
manager approve about the
Mm.
booking details.
Booking
Now,
details. Mm,
all this here, this one is Power Apps. All this
mm,
one here will be done by Power Automate. That's why I said they kind of
mm,
work together. All this one here will be done by Power Automate.
mm,
Now, this details is being sent to the security. Then the security send an access code to you.
mm,
So
mm,
this is where the security job ends. Now, all those process of what you are doing, when your manager approve, is store it in a data. Can you see
mm.
data stored? When you
CDS.
book an office space, it's also store it in the data. It's also
Mm,
store it somewhere. Now,
mm.
this data that has been stored, this is now a storage. You have a data. Now you need Power BI to now do some analysis. You can
Analysis.
see that HR need
Mm,
report on available office space versus
mm,
requested.
mm,
Director slash HR require for report on office space. That's Power BI.
mm, mm,
Security need a report on active booking.
mm.
That's also Power BI. You also connect that data to a chatbot, which
The
is your Power
chatbot.
Virtual Agent. So
Mm.
that chatbot is needed to find out if there is an available office space. So
Office.
you can go to the chatbot and say, do we have an available office space in our office?
Mm,
If the chatbot tell you yes, then the process come back to where it start from. Look at it.
mm, mm.
Then you book an
So the,
office
the
space.
chatbot speaks to the database. Mm,
Database.
mm,
Because
mm,
the chatbot is also checking whether an office space is available or not. So if
mm,
an office space is not available, then you don't need to book.
mm, mm, mm.
So you
Very
can
powerful
see
illustration.
they all work together.
Clear, 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 clear. So for anyone that wants to work on such, I think that's a powerful illustration already. Yeah, thank you so much. To the next question. 1 minute, please. So will be okay. So now let me now go to the questions I have for you. The critical role. What is the critical role of Power Platform in today's data landscape? Like, what are the critical roles data Power Platform plays in today's data landscape?
Okay, so I would say it's the modern tool to do the job, right?
Mm,
Because right now, the tools that we are familiar with is the usual tools like SQL to clean your data, then visualization tools like Tableau and Power BI to do your visualization. But you can do more. That's what Power Platform is for now. We can do more compared to what you are doing before. Now, you can now create an automation inside your report to say, okay, so maybe let's say when my certain report or a sales figure reach this particular number, I want you to send an email to all the sales rep and tell them that their target has been reached or their target is not reached. They should work more. That's adding an automations to data. You can also build an application inside your report. I've done that before several times on several projects. You can build an app inside your report. And that app serves
Inside
like
Power BI report.
inside Power BI report. And that app serves like an interactions in the report that people can actually add a comment. So, for example, you want to add a comment about a particular line of your product. Instead of doing that in PowerPoint, that people go to PowerPoint, they just bring a text box and do that. You can have an app inside your report and you just put that comment and immediately that comment is already popping up on your report.
Wow.
Right? You can add an app inside your report that you can use to question the data. To say, okay, so what is going on in this data? Then I can say, okay, why do we have 20 million as at this month? Immediately that app trigger a process. That process go to your entire database, give you a summary, also send an email to different people to ask questions. You can even book a meeting straight up that we want to book a meeting about this particular chart. So Power Platform plus data analytics is a big game changer.
In today's current world.
Yes. And with the integrations of Microsoft Copilot, which is artificial intelligence like ChatGPT that Microsoft just launched, you can even do more.
I think this part of the question you answered has even answered the next phase of the question. That how can Power Platform? Please, before I continue, guys, if you have questions, just drop it in the comment section. I believe for me now, I'm thinking about people should ask questions about what you just discussed now, because the aim of this session is so that we can get more insight from industry experts like Adewale and those that have been here before, or those that will still come after him. So drop your questions. These are some of the things myself when I started I missed. If I had opportunities like this to have industry experts speak to me and guide me, I think it will have been a smoother journey. So, but nevertheless, please, this is an opportunity. Please just drop your question in the comment section. We'll attend to them. Now, let me move to the next question, right? Which is how has Power Platform accelerated low coding automation and smarter business decision making? Of course, you've answered this. Maybe you can just buttress on it, because I know you've answered a part of it. That how has Power Platform accelerated low coding, all right, and automation and smarter business decision making? Thank you.
Yeah, it has actually helped a lot of business make decisions because many people can jump on this without having a very technical knowledge, right? You can learn everything. In fact, Copilot can even guide you on how to do this, right? So before, many organizations kind of pay huge amount of money to be able to get their business process automation done. But with the help of our platform and low code, so they can easily get business decision making, automate most of their business in a very, very low price, low cost to them. So it's something that is really interesting for an organization.
Okay, so but now, like I said, I still even for Power Platform, because I was telling that person, I said yes, low code tools are good, but I think for starters, I have reservations, because if you learn for example, let me be specific to data professionals now. If you start your learning journey with low code, right? Especially for me, it's even not low code for me. Yes, maybe for Power Platform, because you can have, for example, Power Automate. You can just drag and drop. You can even have
Yeah,
the Copilot to help you give you the flow for a particular stuff. But for me, it's not, because, for
exactly.
example, M code is powerful. The Excel formula is powerful. A lot of powerful, even that. I tell people that if people follow Macaruso and Nabato Ferrari, and you
Mm-hmm.
see what they've written, you will see some code that are even more complex than any SQL or Python code you can think of, and these are dark formulas. So I wouldn't even see it as a low code tool, right? For me. But from your side of things, how do you think a newbie, someone starting as a data professional, let's be focused to data now for now,
Mm-hmm.
how do you think they should start? Should they start with Power Platform? And then when I say Power Platform now, the Power Platform that speaks to data, maybe like Power Query. Of course, you might also need Power Automate sometimes, maybe depending on if you are doing an holistic project, right? What would be your advice on how to use Power Platform as a data professional?
I think for data professionals, I will not say if you are just getting started, you cannot go and be learning Power Platform. What are you doing there? At least you should already know Power Platform is like extra. After
Mm,
you have your solid ground in data analytics, then you can say, okay, let me
mm,
go for
mm, mm,
Power Platform to learn more, to learn a bit of extra, just like the
mm,
channel on it.
mm, mm,
Now, for a data analyst, if you are just getting started, these basic tools that you need to learn, like Excel, SQL, Power BI, or Tableau, and even advise you learn Python because it's going to scatter your head. Just start with as small as Excel, Power
mm,
BI, and then SQL. Once you're very good with that, then you can say, okay, so let me see how I can explore other tools. Then you can ask, okay, so let me go into Power Platform. Let me learn a little bit of how I can incorporate Power Platform with data analytics. So that's the advice I'm going to give.
Yes, very massive project, Axan. If you can work on that, very massive project. And one thing I think has really been helpful about Power Platform is the integration.
Mm-hmm.
You can, I did one automation for my company. Just very small, but at least email, download the what's it called now, Excel files that comes
Yeah.
every Friday. Just help me download it, push it to SharePoint, and then I connect it directly to my Power BI. Before then, they had to download every week, waiting, searching back in between mails to see when that mail dropped, and then extract, download the Excel, and then export it to the folder, and then the then refresh Power BI. It will distort if I'm refreshing, automating refreshing Power BI service. So it disrupted it, but Platform came in and helped me. Same thing for a lot of companies are also using Power App now for a lot of projects and for a lot of things. So I think for data professionals, like you said, that should be an extra. First, understand the basics, understand what you need to know. All right. When your hand is now strong, then you can take it a step further.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Let me go to the next question I have. So my next question will be: how do we leverage on power tools to become better data professionals? How can we, how can data people leverage on power tools to become data professionals? And the reason is this. Now, I've discovered that when some of the things I do tell people that what matters most is, I think I mentioned it at the beginning, is you solving business problem, right? No one cares about the tool you use, be it Python, be it SQL, anything. The only thing is, are you solving the problem? All right. When I joined the company at a time, and they had a report that will take weeks to finish. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They will have to write they will write little small Excel formulas, link it again to another sheet, then another sheet, then another sheet. Then I said, we can always just use Power Query for this. Pull in your data to Power Query, connect it to Power Pivot, build a model, build your DAX, bring it in back, and then just do your thing. And that was what I did. And in anytime now, currently now, as at that time, now when they run the report, in less than 4 hours, everything is ready. What will take them 2 days, 3, 4, 5 days before. And that is why I am asking this question. So because most people don't even understand that what you have is enough. Some people don't know that Excel alone for you, just understanding Power Query, Power Pivot, and then maybe having Power View and some other Power Platform tool. Maybe we can add Power Automate, can make you a sought after. It's not about I've joined a company before that they have hired like two sets of data professionals. Say, "Ah, this one we can't," And when I joined, I just this power query, power pivots, and then a bit of power automate, and everything went smoothly. So a lot of data people coming up don't even understand that the power of this power platform. Microsoft has really done almost everything you need is encompassing
Mhm.
everything, and it's cheap
Yeah.
comparatively to other like Tableau. So what advice, what do you think, how do you think data professionals or enthusiasts or even data interns can leverage on these power tools to advance their career and to be better analysts?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to use it to solve problems. Like we said, just like you said, solving problem is one of the major goal and the most important thing reason why people use it. And
Mm,
then for data professionals, if you are just getting started, I would say Power BI and Power Automate should be your major focus. So you can leave Power Apps. So
mm,
Power BI, you are definitely need to use that for visualizations to automate a lot of things because Excel is good, Excel is okay, but when it comes to big data, then Excel may not be able to survive, right? So you need Power BI for that. Then you also need Power Automate to do a little bit of automations, right? There are some small automations that you can do that will actually make your life easier. In fact, let me remember one. There's a particular HR I did an automation for while I was in Nigeria. This HR usually gets Excel template from different branches about, let's say, about our activities of the day, of the month, basically.
mm,
Let me just even say weekly activities of the week. So every week she gets this Excel file from different branches, around 20 branches. So what she does every week is she will go to their email. She will now start taking email from each of those branch managers, and then she will
mm,
save it, and then she will go and put it in OneDrive somewhere. And then after they put it in OneDrive, they will now spend time cleaning it and collating it into consolidated ones. Then they will now create a report. So before they kind of finish that process, they will use 1 week. It's not more than 1 week. And by the time they finish, use that 1 week to create 1 week process, another data has already come.
mm.
And they'll still do that process again and again
Oh,
and again and
mm,
again. And they keep repeating that. Now, I told the HR that with Power Automate, you can actually do this. Just bring Power Automate, join it with Power BI, with Power Query, then you automate the entire thing. What you're telling Power Automate is check the email from this particular person. If this email from this particular person has an attachment and also
mm,
has this subject, copy
mm,
the attachment, put it
mm.
in
Okay.
OneDrive. Put it in OneDrive for me. So Power Automate will go and check all the attachments that was sent by different branches, copy those attachments, put it in OneDrive, supply it from OneDrive to Power Query. Power Automate query clean the entire data, supply it to Power BI. The report is being generated every week. The HR don't need to do anything. The only thing she needs to do is refresh.
Mm, mm, mm,
So that's why I said it's a powerful tool that data analysts need to take over. At least if you don't want to learn Power Virtual Agent or Power Apps now, at least Power BI and Power Automate is very important.
mm. Yeah, I think you mentioned Power Virtual Agent before now. Can you
Mhm.
speak more into that? Although I've never used that. So that's the Power
Chatbots.
Platform tool that for chatbot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you okay? We are still gonna answer your question as that. So can you speak more into that? How easy is that for data professionals to integrate that? Okay, not data professional now. It could be any even software engineers can use that or engineers. How easy
So
is it to start
it,
off and
it's not hard. It's very simple as well. It's just something that relates to trigger and answer and then actions as well. And
mm,
then it's low code, like I said. You are not writing any code. It's just drag and drop, and you are building a chat bot. So imagine you
mm,
can build a chatbot that people can go to and they're asking questions. I think I will have showed you example if I'm sharing my screen.
mm.
Let me see. But I actually plan to do a demo and all of that today.
Oh, that's
Let me
another
see
thing.
if I have Power Virtual Agent open, and then I can show you how it looks like. So, no. Not sure I have it open. But I guess I have it open before, but I think I closed it. But I can open it again. So Let me just open it again. Power Copilot Studio. So it's now called Copilot Studio, no longer Power Virtual Agent. So Microsoft changed the names to
Okay, so that's the one that
Copilot
was
Studio.
changed to Copilot.
Yes, so it was changed
Ah,
to Copilot Studio. So it's no longer called Power Virtual Agent. It's now called Copilot Studio. Okay. So I think I have it open on a different screen. I was looking at another screen entirely. Yep. So here, this is where Copilot Studio looks like. You can see
mm,
Copilot in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So it's just a way of you building a chatbot, a Copilot yourself. You imagine a ChatGPT, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a way of you doing your own ChatGPT, building your own ChatGPT. That's what Copilot Studio is. So you're building your own ChatGPT that people can come to and ask questions. So see,
Questions.
if I come
Mm.
here and I say hello, so you see it will answer me like a human being.
Human being, yeah.
So you can see hello, how can I help you today? Right? So now
Mm.
I can build a tree or an actions on how I want this guy to be answering the questions. So this is
Mm.
what is called a topic. So a topic is like where you kind of put what um what what the system should react to and
Two.
how the system should start a question. Let's say start over. If I open start over, for example, you will see that this is like a tree. So
Mm.
this tree is simply saying that how do we begin? How do we start? How do we
Mm.
even say you want to do something? Or how do you say you want to even start a trigger?
Answer the
That is what
question.
it's
Yeah.
for. Start a question.
Mm.
So when you start a particular questions, let's look at greetings. Greetings will be a good example. If you look at greetings, you can see good afternoon, good
Mm-hmm.
morning, good hello, a.
A.
Ah,
I.
so when my request or anybody puts any of these trigger or phrases, then I want you to answer with this one. So can you see
Mm.
it's answering with how can I help you
Can I
today?
help you today?
And
Mm.
that's why you can see how can I help you today here.
Today. Mm.
If
Mm.
I
Mm.
change the trigger to say, okay, let's say there's another phrases like uh, tell me another greetings phrase aside from I, A, and hello, maybe bonjour. Let's say I type bonjour now. It will not understand.
Mm. Because it's not in your
Yeah,
data. Yeah. Mm.
yeah, it will not. But it will actually use the copilot at the back end to give me another thing in French. Can you see?
Mm. Mm.
Bonjour, comment, whatever. But if I want bonjour to also tell me, hello, how can I help you today? Then I need to come to my phrases. Edit my phrase and
Grace.
also add another thing here. Bonjour.
Mm.
Once I had bonjour, uh, just saying bonjour. Once I had bonjour to this trigger, you can see bonjour is now here. I'm just going to
Mm-hmm.
save
Mm-hmm.
this, right? I'm just going to save this. So if I go back now and I type bonjour and I type bonjour, let's see what is going to respond. Can you see?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Now it's showing hello, how can I help you today?
How can I help you today? Mm. Because he
Uh,
understands it now. Mm.
yes. So that is what a chatbot is, and then now you can set up a chatbot.
Yeah, I think it's very similar because the one when I did an Azure AI course on I used the Azure AI service, and but that one I think that's on a larger scale because I'm able to bring in my own data in any form, be it in TST or CSV. I will load it in, then set my parameters, system messages, a lot of stuff that I will do at the on the Azure end, and then ask my questions, system message. I can also tune and everything, but I think Copilot has really done well with this. Yes, I've used it a bit of time, but I think what that illustration also crystallized things. Thank you so much. Mohammed is asking a question here. Boss, please, more explanation on low code. I do use Power Automation, but not deep.
So
Okay,
low
I
code
will leave
simply
it for you.
means low code simply means you are not writing a lot. It's not as if you are not going to write a code at all. You are still going to write some code. but just see it from the regard of low. Low means you are not writing as much code as you should. So you're
Mm,
just writing some minimal codes and you are seeing results.
mm. Thank you so much. I think we still have like 9 minutes.
Okay.
Guys, please drop your questions if you still have some more questions before my final round-up question. Um, Drop your questions. Let's have your questions in the comment section. So my final round-up question will be: so, what advice will you give to professionals, tech professionals? Let me say generally now
Yeah.
on Power Platform. What does the future hold? What do they need to add to ensure that they stay at the top of the chain, to ensure that they do not lose that steez in terms of being relevant, right? So what advice generally will you give? That'll be my
Uh,
closing here.
my advice is don't stop learning, keep learning,
Mm,
give back to people as much as you can, keep teaching people because the more you teach, the more you also kind of stay grounded. There's nobody that can say I know all, right? Even myself, for my over 10 years experience, I can never say I know all. I'm
mm,
still learning. All of us are
mm.
still learning,
We
right?
are all mm,
So just make sure you stop learning, you stop giving back, and then be part of the community. Yeah.
be part of the community. I think that resonates very important. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, someone is asking, please, so is only on Premium you can integrate Power BI into Power App? So I think
Yes.
Afolabi is trying to understand.
Yes.
Okay,
It's on
that's
Power BI
that's yes,
Premium.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Power BI, so only a Power BI Premium. So there are different subscriptions of Power BI. There is Premium. There is what again?
Power BI Pro.
Uh, what do you say it again? I've
Pro.
forgotten
Pro.
that. Pro. Yeah. So, but for Power App, you need Power BI Premium. All right. Grandma Media is saying instead of using Django, can Power Pages be used to deploy web apps in form of reports?
Definitely. That's the not like Powerhouse. So that's the work of Power Pages. Yeah, Power Pages. So Power Pages can be used to deploy web apps and in the form of reports. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you just speak a bit about that? So for it's because Grandma understands. So what are Power Pages? What are Power Pages? That should be part of Power Platform. And how does
Yeah.
it just maybe a brief, yeah, just to
So
support.
Power Pages is just another tool that allows you to create a website. Just see it as a tool for websites. You can create a website yourself without writing any code. That's just what it
Mm,
is.
okay, great. Mohammed Azan, I have some tasks for one interview asking me to do one-way WhatsApp using Twilio and Power Automation. Is Twilio another Power platform? No. Well,
Uh, uh,
let Adewale
yeah.
answer that.
Twilio is a different platform on its own. It's not part of
Mm,
a Power
Power platform.
Platform. But there's a connector of Twilio with Power Platform. So you can actually connect Twilio with Power Platform as well.
All right, I think that was insightful. Thank you. Any other question, please, you can reach out. You can still drop it in the comment section. I can relate it with Adewale to help dissect it. But so far, so good. I want to believe, for me personally, it's been a great session. And I want to believe for everyone that has joined, I think we have 10 people on the call currently. It's been a powerful session as well. So I just want us to, in the comment section, please just type thank you, Adewale. Thank you. Just help me thank him for taking out of his busy schedule to be here today. Considering the time zone, you are in Dublin, correct?
Yep.
Considering the time zone and everything, a lot has been put in place to ensure that he's here today. I personally, I want to thank you. Thank you so much for this powerful session. So my final words would be that, as you have said, if you are starting out, Power Platform should be what you learn after you solidify your business, because it's very important when you start having problems. To solve problem, you don't understand the basis very well, understand how Excel code, how Helm code works, understanding how you can write complex DAX formulas to help you in your career. If you don't understand that and you just jump into low code tools, it might really affect your journey. But when you understand that from what you said, then delve into Power Automate and the other Power platform to ease your work. All right, you want to integrate a mail attachment to your report. You can use your Power Automate to do that. You want to create a small web page for maybe your for your personal use or anything. You can use Power Pages. You want to build an app, you can use the Power App. You want to build a report, you can use the Power BI. You want to build a ETL process, you are not that strong on Power SQL, you can use the Power Query. You can use Power Pivot to build a model and the rest. So a lot of this is available in the Power Platform, which he has also explained to us. So I want you to harness this and ensure that. And one other thing I will add here is that it is not just about the tool. So it's not as if, you as a data analyst, you must at all costs go learn all those four basic ones: Excel, SQL, Power BI, Python, and the rest. Ensure that you gain mastery of one. If it is the power tools that relate to data progression, learn them very well and learn it solidly, right? Then move to the next. Because in your business, your guys don't understand most of this coding. They just want to see the results, which is very important, which is where Power Platform comes in to ensure that you synergize and you relate things together. Thank you so much. Any final words, Adewale, before we call it a day?
Just keep learning. That's the final one.
Okay, thank you so much. Keep learning, everyone. Thank you so much again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone. Sulaiman, Afolabi, Grandma, Mary, a lot of people have joined. Thank you so much. See you some other time for the next episode. Thank you, Adewale. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for inviting me in as well. Bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
bye. Yeah, bye.